the old ward. They say that deep in the forest, not far from the abandoned village of Smerikiv, there's an old psychiatric hospital. Officially, it was shut down back in 1987, after a series of mysterious patient deaths and the disappearance of several doctors. But locals still avoid the place at all costs. They simply call it the Old Ward. In October 2023, a group of young YouTubers decided to visit the abandoned hospital to film a video for their channel. There were 4 of them: Alex, Lara, Vlad, and Mike. They had heard the legends, strange noises, whispers in the dark, doors closing by themselves, and the infamous Room 43, which was said to remain locked from the inside to this day. They managed to get in through a broken window on the first floor. The air inside was damp, filled with the scent of mold and rotting fabric. Cameras on, flashlights cutting through the darkness. They laughed, joked, played it up for the video, until they reached a long corridor where every door was closed. All but one. The plaque read, Room 43. "This is it!" Mike shouted. "Let's check it out." The moment they stepped inside, the temperature dropped sharply. The walls were scratched with words, as if someone had carved them with their nails. "They don't listen. They're inside. Take me away." In the corner stood an old iron bed with leather restraints. But the worst part was the mirror. The only intact mirror in the entire hospital. Vlad lifted his camera toward it and noticed something strange. Their reflections looked different. Distorted faces, screaming mouths, and behind them stood figures in white coats with empty eyes. "It's just a glitch," Alex nervously laughed. "Some kind of lens distortion. Let's keep moving." They decided to stay for a few hours and filmed a night video using infrared. But the deeper they went into the hospital, the more it felt like a trap. On the second floor, they found old archives. Patient files were still there. One in particular caught Lara's eye. Patient number 43, Danilo K., 17 years old. Diagnosis: hallucinatory paranoid schizophrenia. Behavior: dangerous to self and others. Self-harm. Frequently speaks of voices in the mirror. The file said Danilo suddenly disappeared during one of the therapy sessions. Afterward, the nurse assigned to him took her own life, carving the same message on the wall. They're inside. Around 3 o'clock in the morning, the nightmare began. Lights flickered. Doors started slamming shut on their own. Alex was the first to disappear. He went to the bathroom and never came back. They found his camera, but he was gone without a trace. Mike found an old surgical room in the basement with a table and leather straps still intact. Above the table, a mirror. He stared into it and saw a blood-covered figure rising slowly behind him. A scream. The camera hit the floor. Recording stopped. Lara and Vlad ran from the basement and tried to escape, but the entrance had been sealed. It wasn't like that when they came in. The ceiling began to breathe, dark liquid dripping from the cracks. Echoes of children's laughter mixed with sobbing. They ran. The only place that felt familiar was Room 43. "It's a trap," Lara whispered. "This is where it started." They entered, and the door slammed shut behind them. The next day, police found their belongings and broken cameras, but not a trace of the group. Room 43 was locked from the inside. They couldn't open it, and on the mirror a new message appeared. "We're not alone anymore.